So Paul starts these last verses by saying, watch out. Watch out. Be aware that not everybody's intentions are pure.
Right.
Not everyone has the right heart.
And I think it's important that we recognize he's talking about people within the church.
Mm-hmm.
He's not saying, hey, watch out for people who are not believers.
Yeah.
He's not saying, watch out for people who are against the church. He's like, hey, among your community, watch out for people who are causing division.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out for people who have personal agendas.
Yeah.
And who are serving their own interest and not that of God.
Yeah, and teaching things that are contrary to the truth.
Right.
You know?
You know what's important though? I don't think we always look at it this way. He's not just saying watch out for them. In that warning of watch out, he's like, check your own heart. Make sure that you are not, because I don't care who you are, we can real quick become about what we want. And become, it's like my idea or the ministry I'm involved in, that's the most important ministry, right? You could be serving in kids ministry at your church and you think kids ministry tops everything. Youth ministry tops everything. Women's ministry tops everything. Men's, prayer ministry. The reality is when Paul gives that warning, it's not just so you can look out and see who's got ill intention. It's also look inward to make sure you don't.
Yeah.
Because he's talking to believers. He's talking to the body. And make sure that you're not just serving your own interests, that your interests don't go above that of God's, that this doesn't become about you. And I think when we read those verses, it's just human nature to assume it's somebody else who has the problem. But I really believe Paul's inviting us all to not just watch out for that, but also watch inwardly for that also.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. And then Paul closes these verses
I love it.
by bringing
so
it back
much.
to God.
Yeah.
To say this is all for his glory.
Right.
This is all to honor his name. This is all to build his kingdom. And he just celebrates this whole conversation, this whole letter that he's written.
Yeah.
He's saying this is all about the glory of God.
He talks about protecting the innocents. And then he says that basically the God of peace will soon crush Satan underneath your feet. Not underneath his feet. Underneath your feet. What does that mean? We're part of that.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever thought about that? That because God is the one that defeats Satan.
Right.
But it's like we get to be part of that when we live in peace and unity. And when we strive to do the will of God, we are part of the destruction of the enemy.
Yeah.
And that is such a cool, like as a kid, I remember that verse. We sang it in a song, right? But there's something super cool about the word your, because it's like God's doing what God does. You and I are on our own, are helpless. Yeah. But that in that partnership with him, we're invited into that. And that is such...
We're included in it.
Absolutely. As we include each other, as we pray for each other, like we talked about last week, as we partner with each other, as we support each other, and then as we're watching to make sure there's no division, there's no ill intention, that our hearts remain pure, and we're protecting the innocence, that there will come a day, that there is coming a day, that the God of peace will soon crush Satan under our feet.